Hello everyone, my name is Bangboomme and welcome back to another episode of, I don't really know what to call this. Is this BlockSMP or is this somewhere else or what the heck's going on? I've got no clue where I am. So yeah, took a little bit of time. Just to think, trying to figure out what's going on. A little bit of time to think, calm down a bit, and um I'm thinking right now what I gotta do is I just gotta start working on a base and figure out what's going on with this portal. It's clearly one of the same kind of things that happened with that weird portal over by DDK's base on Block. So I'm gonna need to get like Elytra, I'm gonna need to get enchantments and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm gonna do first is we're just gonna, oh great, it's becoming nighttime. We're going to clear off this little island right here, and we're just gonna make ourselves some kind of nice little house and farm or whatever, just on this island. Nice little peaceful house in between all the stupidly massive cliffs around me, and it's turning night and it's gonna get dangerous here. So I'm gonna stop rambling and start chopping down trees and building myself a nice little safe house. Alright, we have the island with the exception of all the mobs over there and a couple of decaying leaves all cleared off and ready to roll. So now all I gotta do is put a bunch of torches, everywhere and get this place well lit up. And I believe that with 118, torches or like mobs will only spawn at light level 0, so I can kind of place them like this, and then maybe if it gets like really dark like this right here, they'll be able to spawn here. This I don't think they will, because that looks like that's probably level 1. So I won't need to use quite as many torches as I would before, which is very handy when I don't have a lot of materials. Hello, sir. You look to be holding a stick. I do not wish you to hold that stick. Please give it to me. Thank you. All right, we have the island fully lit up. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to get ourselves a nice little house built up over here on this area. And if I only knew where AFKMe was, I'd do it as a time lapse, but I have no clue where he is or no clue where I am or anything. So I guess we won't time lapse unless maybe we try doing some kind of first person montage time lapse kind of thing. Give it a shot maybe. Before we get started, I should probably go collect some resources. And now that we have an inventory full of resources, let the montage begin. Unless I don't do a montage, in which case it'll just cut back in and that'll be a really awkward transition. Well, I hope that montage turned out and I actually did it. We don't know if that's happened yet at this point in time. I hope the montage turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed the montage. Let me know if you enjoyed it down in the comments below. And maybe I'll do them more while I'm still trying to find AFKme and I can't do time lapses. But with a couple more touches, those lightning rods look weird. Like, doesn't it feel like that just looks weird in my hand? It feels like they're not quite being held correctly or something. But irregardless, we're going to stick one on right here and one on over here. We could probably do with a third one right there. We don't actually need the lightning rods at all. There's no point in me having them. I just thought they looked cool and stuff, right? And they blended it with the roof. We could probably do a third one right there, but I don't have any more copper. I turned literally all of my copper that I got into the slabs, and I ended with 36. So I had just barely enough copper. I was actually mildly. You have a trident. I don't appreciate that, sir. You can die, please. Thank you. Excellent. Much approval. So now we got a nice little house. I think this is probably one of my favorite houses that I've ever constructed. I'm generally not very good at building houses. A lot of this is just like a lot of watching B-dubs and stuff. Try to do a whole little gradient thing. I don't know if it turned out exactly well. A lot of this is also just, I haven't played with all these new blocks. I never did a lot with 117. So I haven't been able to play with any of these blocks. So now that I'm here on this world, stuck in all of this, and I could have access, to all these blocks really easily, as compared to one block, I figured, hey, I might as well, start building out of these, spend a little time playing with a bunch of blocks that I don't usually get a chance to play with. I think they're cool. I like these blocks. Tough actually works here. Like, I like this little throwing in tough. I don't care much for tough as a block by itself, but if it works here. Copper is cool. I'm hoping to see it all oxidize. It'll probably take forever, but I'm hoping to see all that eventually turn green. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way this house turned out. Again, a lot of inspiration from watching like B-dubs, various other Hermitcraft and Truly Bedrock builders. The inside is entirely not done, and this is what I'm going to work on next. I'm debating right now if I want to do double walls, if I want to have interior walls or not, because if I have interior walls, then that leaves me basically no room on the inside. But I mean, how long is this house really going to last? This is just a really quick little house until I figure out what's going on with this portal and I can get back onto blocks. So I guess we don't really need a ton of space. So yeah, I'll probably get some interior walls in here, punch out some windows, get the ceiling covered off, generally get this place more decorated up. And once I get the inside of this house all finished off, I will be right back. I've done an interior. This is a thing that has happened. I've done an interior on the inside of a building that I've built, and I am actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Again, inspired by B-dubs. This whole build overall has just been like, I just leaned as much as I can into any techniques and tricks that I've learned from watching B-dubs. Tried to do all that as much as I can. There's a lot of places where I could probably throw in more detail. B-dubs would probably throw in more detail or stuff like that. But I'm happy with how this turned out, and I ain't no B-dubs. Not by a long shot. I feel pretty proud of this. I feel pretty darn proud of this little area, and I'm getting, as much as I need to be getting back onto block and figuring out what's going on, I'm kind of thinking of just turning this little island into a happy little, as much B-dubs as I can get inspired kind of little cozy little place with the B-dubs inspiration flair, I guess. So if we go in, we got a small little room here. Didn't really know what to throw in here, so I threw in the furnaces, crafting table, this guy here with our chainmail armor and a trident that we picked up. Small little frontal room. I did what B-dubs does with basically everything and split the house into multiple rooms. There wasn't enough for like each one to be like barricaded. It didn't feel right, so I just kind of went with this rough little, it's almost like it's still under construction, like you can still see the rebar holding it up. I don't know, I like it. It's a fun little touch that I like. This area is just kind of jam-packed full of chests. Again, going with like it's just a recently built house, it's just kind of jam-packed full of random little chests. This stone cutter, maybe they've been using this stone cutter to actually get the materials to build this thing. Then in here, just threw in a table, couple potted plants, bunch of more chests again, and then just one little convenient chair right next to the fireplace. Nice and cozy, little decorations on the wall, right? But it's very bare bones. And this is out of place right here. It's very haphazard. It's not brilliant by any means, but I am pretty happy with how this turned out. And like I said, I think I kind of want to build more buildings on at least this tiny little island here. Get a nice little place going, you know? Break it up a bit. Using the blocks that I haven't used, you know, the 117, 118 blocks that I haven't really played around with in block. Doing maybe some of the things that I don't usually do in my normal survival series. Like maybe I'm going to avoid, you know, because it's just, is this a different survival? Is this different from block? I don't, I want to just spend time here, but at the same time, I need to get back onto block because I got so many projects and everyone's going to get wondering where I'm at. And that court case thing. Oh no, I don't even know what's happening in the court case stuff. That could be a whole thing that piles up more. I can't waste time here, but at least this one episode we can spend more wasting time. I want a little farm here, some wheat and stuff like right here. So I'm gonna get the wheat field in, and we'll see how it looks when I'm back. And now we've got what I think is a pretty good little wall over here. I like this little entranceway into this little splash of wheat. Again, we're kind of going with the fact that the idea that this build was very quickly thrown together and it's still kind of being built, which, you know, it is. So the wheat isn't all properly planted and stuff. It's just kind of sporadically spread around here. And I think that there's one more thing I want to add to this place because the wall kind of blends in. I mean, literally from this angle, like all the blocks you see in the house are basically cobblestone, except for like that area right there. So it just blends in really well because of that. But it also just, there's no depth to it. You can't tell that there's a bunch of blocks. So I want to add a little bit of depth. And I don't know how to do that. So it might be time for me to attempt to make, I think, pretty much my first ever custom tree. And there we go. Got a little custom tree thrown in, which for my first custom tree, I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. I don't think it's horrible. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible by any means. And it makes this area feel a little bit more claustrophobic, which I kind of like. I like the little cozy feel that it has. And it definitely does break up the area. There's one more thing I would do to kind of break up this sameness of the house and the walls. It'd probably be to get, if I had any like vines or moss, to change a lot of this out for mossy cobblestone and stuff, but I don't, and I'm not particularly bothered to go find vines or moss. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do something that we have not done in a very long time, and that is make a chicken cooker. So solve our food problems. It's a lot simpler than getting villagers set up. Villagers are just so much nicer and more convenient, but because we're not going to bother getting villagers set up on here, we're just going to get a small little chicken cooker set up right here, and let's see if we can make it look at least somewhat reasonable, a bit nice, maybe. And now our house has a small little attachment on the back of it, and inside of here we can see that the chicken cooker appears to be running quite well so far. No chicken yet, but that's a decent, I can't tell how many chickens that is, but that's at least, yeah, that's a decent stack of baby chickens right there. So this thing I feel is going to run quite well. It just barely fits on here too. And I think it actually looks pretty okay on the inside. If you want to see, it's just your generic redstone and a chicken down there. So I hope that this thing will begin to produce us all the chicken we ever need. But for right now, I'm not sure how far this episode has gone on. I'm going to check real quick. I have a feeling it may be pretty close or even slightly over 20 minutes. I'm going to go edit this, what I've got so far, and see if we have room to do a little bit more work over here, because I like this way this place is starting out, and I want to keep working on this. Well, I have done all my editing, and I have well more than enough space to do a little bit more work on this island. But one unfortunate thing happened while I was editing. You see, I decided to go AFK. I was inside my house. I was nice and safe. You know, I just wanted to get a little bit of chicken going, and I didn't even get that much chicken. And when I came back, I was dead, and like the door was ripped down. So I'm assuming some kind of zombie got in or something, broke down the door, came over, probably drowned. spawned down there, came over here, ripped down the door, came in, killed me, and then left. So I lost all of my stuff, which is very much not wonderful because I actually had a diamond pickaxe and a diamond axe on me and all my iron stuff, and I have like no iron left. So we could spend time going out and trying to find iron somewhere, like go out mining for iron to get it and get more armor. Maybe there's a chance that that drowned picked up the stuff and left with it. I doubt it though. But what I think I'm gonna do, because right now I just want to really work on this island. I don't really care about getting armor and stuff. I'm just in a mood that I want to build stuff and make things look nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to clean up this ugly patch of sugarcane by coming back here. And just back here, we're gonna flatten out this area a little bit and make this tiny little like lakey area. And I know it's really dumb having a lake and we're, you know, right next to water, but small little kind of decoration lake area. We'll have like, you know, the sugarcane growing around it, and I think it'll look nice. I'm gonna see, I got a kind of idea for what I want to do here, so let me see if I can pull it off, and I will be right back. Well, we have ourselves a nice little beautiful lake behind us. It's less of a lake and more of just like this really small pond, and then I just kind of like, I'm just trying to make things look fancy and decorational and everything, and one of the things I'm gonna have to do is get rid of the torches and stuff. So I didn't really know what to do here. I threw in a bit of cobblestone. Honestly, a lot of this should be mossy cobblestone, but again, don't have moss and I'm not bothered to get it. All this mossy cobblestone or regular cobblestone, and then there's a bit of like sugarcane and non-wheat crops that I put to grow around here just because I can. And I think this fills up this area right here really nicely. And then there's this area right here, which is kind of empty, and I have an idea for what to put here. I'm gonna do something. Again, this world is a world, or is it, I'm not gonna get into the whole is this block or what. I'm doing a lot of the stuff that I don't usually do in Minecraft over here, so I'm gonna build an enchantment table. Don't usually like enchantment tables because I usually go straight to villagers, but I'll build an enchantment table right here. It'll be this small little like attachment to the house, and that should fill up this area very nicely. And maybe throw in a path or two, and again, I'm gonna have to get rid of the torches and put in some kind of like lampstands or something. But let me get the small little area built in for this enchantment table, and then we can look at how much we need to actually build the enchantment table. Also, the roof is starting to oxidize very, very slowly, but it is happening. Well, I have been hard at work, and as you can see, I got a whole lot of fancy, shiny looking stuff on me. I was just burning enchants to try and get stuff. I did get feather falling, so that is going to be helpful. But I got a whole bunch of cows over here, been slowly breeding them up and then killing them off for their leather. Got this over here, cheaty furnace array with, you know, all the XP cheatiness and stuff. I don't think it does much right now. See, it doesn't do too much, but it will slowly build up as we get things cooking over time. We have been getting this thing built, so we got the actual little building set up. I need to get the interior of it set up. That's what I'm trying to do with all the bookshelves, because it'll basically just be bookshelves on the interior and then a ceiling. So I need to see how many bookshelves I need before I can put the ceiling in. So I'm just waiting to do that. Right now it's at 22 levels. We're getting close. Right now we just need a bit of sugarcane. One issue we're starting to run into is lack of fuel. At 24 now? Yep, that's 24. Is we're having lack of fuel. I do kind of need to get looting because it's taking forever to get the actual leather from the cows, but hello sir, would you like to drop me some leather, please? Yes, I get another bookshelf. I'm starting to run out of fuel, and the best way for me to get fuel at this point, it feels like, is to just be turning wood into charcoal. So I might do a whole lot of chopping over on this area to get a whole bunch of wood, which I might make a building for, like, just a building that looks like it's some kind of charcoal maker. It's a possibility, but right now, what I think I'm going to do while I'm trying to get this all set up is right over here, build a small little pen to hold all the cows so I don't have to keep them leashed up and keep dragging them over to where I want them to be. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be back once I get the enchantment table fully set up. Well, the I don't even know how to pronounce the word. The oxidizing of this copper roof isn't happening particularly fast, but it is happening very slowly but surely. Hopefully, I get a chance to see it all in the full green look, because I'm just curious how that looks. But we have finished off the enchantment table room. Is a full 30 levels, and we're slowly working on getting our tools enchanted. This, yeah, got a good Silk Touch pickaxe, which honestly I prefer Silk Touch over Fortune, but we will try and get Fortune, I think, on this Iron Axe, so we can, you know, be getting a lot more stuff when we're out there mining. And we also got over here, like I said I was going to do, we got a little pen for the cows set up, put in a couple troughs for water. I don't really know how to decorate this because it's cramped and I don't want all the cows escaping, so I couldn't like stack hay bales like against the walls anywhere because then they'd be able to jump out. And it is already really crammed, as you can see, but I am pretty happy with how this little side of the island has turned out. We probably got about half of it, I'd say. Like, it might look like less than half because this side is longer, but this side there's a lot more room here, so probably about half or a little bit more. And I'm pretty happy with what we got done here this episode, getting a nice little base kind of kick-started, and I think it looks pretty good. And it's definitely not the kind of stuff that I usually do. I don't usually do all this. I mean, yeah, like I've said this many times, this is my not normal kind of starter base, and I'm doing it because I can't, honestly. But I do think that we're possibly out of time for this episode here today. Second time that I'm thinking it, so I'm gonna go edit again. Pretty sure that by this point we are actually out of time, so I would just like to say thank you all ever so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and figure out how on earth we're going to get back onto Block and do some serious thinking between now and the next episode. With that said, I will see you all in the next episode, where I think we might, it's possible next episode we'll just continue working on this island and make this island look nice, and then we can go and figure out how to get onto Block somehow. I don't know. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.